Yeah, so the album that we're going to be listening to today is what Legacy would consider their favorite album. Is that correct?
It's in my top 3, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be listening to Linkin Park with Meteora. And, oh yeah, that's right, the buttons don't work.
This is the only one I haven't heard from them, so I'm excited.
Really? You haven't heard this?
Mm-hmm. No, I've never heard this one.
Well, this is going to be exciting then. I'm excited. I mean, this is like their big album.
That's probably Hybrid Theory, which is the one before this, to be honest. But this one's like kind of like it's like a sister piece to it, you can say. The easiest way I can describe this is it's like the Terminator 2 of albums, where it does everything that the previous thing does, but way better and with new stuff thrown into.
First song, Foreword. Let's just jump into it.
This should just transition into the next one because it's only 10 seconds.
Next song, Don't Stay.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Oh.
This world is a reject. Sorry. This reminds me a lot of Evanescence. Just the same exact style and sound of like that that one album I heard when I was like a kid. Yeah, honestly.
I kind of know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't really see that.
It's much more new metal than I was expecting.
I mean, I wasn't saying that as like a complaint. I don't hate Evanescence like some other people do. I just mean that,
I like Evanescence. Yeah. I didn't really see the similarity.
It's okay to be wrong. Oh yeah, it's definitely new metal. Dude, Chester has such an amazing like his vocals are absolutely stunning. Like I think it's worth mentioning because like I enjoyed them on the other album I heard, but it's like just worth mentioning again. It's just like such a presence to them. Stay. Transition? Yeah, kind of. So for me, I really enjoyed that. I think that I kind of got exactly what I expected with that. Maybe that's just the one thing that's like, it's like, yeah,
You could probably read on my face the fact that I'm pretty uncomfortable talking about this, and to tell you the truth, upon returning to this song, just in specific, while there are impressive elements of it, it's not something that I really love listening to.
That was kind of different than I was expecting, actually.
Really?
But I really like it. Yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be like more, I don't know, maybe like emotional.
It gets that way in the second half.
It just went like really hard. It was great though. I'd probably give it like a 9. That was a really good track.
It's just great overall. Also, a fun little thing that not everyone picks up on is that the metal banging sound in the Foreword intro is supposed to be an homage to Mr. Self-Destruct by 9 Inch Nails.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somewhere where I belong, or somewhere I belong. Oh, down the thirst. Down the thirst. Sounds familiar. Yeah, this one's kind of a slower emotional track. Also kind of sounds like background music of a diabetes commercial.
Oh my god. I hate that you just ruined the song for me.
I wanna feel. Hey! Hey! Now that song, I'll be honest, I feel like this shit is very dated. And I know that's not really an argument.
I agree.
I strongly disagree.
You strongly disagree? I feel like it's aged very much in like a short period of time.
It's dated in a way that I can't see this being released like tomorrow without it being slightly a gimmick, but I don't think that detracts from it in any way.
Yeah, I feel like it's of its time.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it sounds really ahead of its time,
really
especially in like the production and tones and everything. Like,
oh no, I will say like the mixing is so good. The mixing is so good.
Yeah, it's large, but I also feel like it is also, to me, it feels like it's still kind of running through the motions for any sort of song in this style, and I don't think that it's like the most revolutionary thing in the world. It's just large, which,
a cool thing about this track is it was originally an acoustic demo. And then at the start of the song, when you hear like those like drawn out kind of buzzy synthy things, that was them playing like the stripped down acoustic version of the track, and they recorded that, reversed it, put it through a PC, through a lot of like synth filters, and turned it into that sample, reworked it as like a big full band electric song.
Next song, Lying From You.
Oh, that riff is so good.
Always wanted to see when I pretend I can forget about the criminal I am. My way from no turning back now into all of that mess again. So I pretended up a person who was
Michigan.
is me. And I'm trying now. Anywhere on my own, 'cause I can say.
So this sort of style, like I'm a bit conflicted with, because I do enjoy the rap rock style of the 2000s, and I feel like it's one that's aged decently well. But I've also really am never been a fan of things that go really quickly between going crazy hard and then just super melodic. I feel like Linkin Park does at least a pretty good job at bridging that gap, but I still don't feel like I'm completely entirely sold on this yet.
I feel about the same way. Yeah, I agree.
I like the intense duality of like the heavy dark stuff and then like the uplifting melodic stuff, because it kind of feels like a musical embodiment of the dichotomy that Chester and Mike have as vocalists, going from like Chester's singing to Mike's rapping, or the screaming and back and forth. It kind of like adds like another layer to that, I think. Also, in terms of the lyrical stuff and thematic content of the album, kind of embodies the manic back and forth, depression, healing, and then falling back down cycle in a way.
Okay, so that song went hard, but also was probably one of the most aged songs here. Now, I do also agree, though, with Legoshi that there are parts of this that do feel ahead of its time. But there are also parts of it that, again, I feel like are very of its time. In fact, while I still enjoy pretty much every song so far, it's not like anything has been like, oh, this is definitely going on the playlist for me. The Smiley Ball, regardless.
I think my favorite one's the first track so far.
I also want to make a mention that, like, none of these songs have held a candle yet to the song that I loved the most from them that I've heard, which was Waiting for the End.
Oh, yeah, that song's incredible.
Yeah, that song was one that, like I say, like, I don't really see myself returning to a lot of this. I was returning to Waiting for the End, like, a lot after I heard the album.
I know that the next one was kind of done in an attempt to kind of create a hip-hop track where the groove is based around the guitars rather than the drums or anything, and then using the drums and bass to kind of complement the guitar's groove, rather than the other way around, as usually the case with new metal. So it has this like really syncopated, almost industrial sound to it.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. Mart says, Brad, when are you going to admit to your tax fraud? What tax fraud?
There are just too many times that people have tried to look inside of me. 1 minute you're on top, mission not once you drop, making your heart stop.
Okay.
Feel like I'm not stepped on. There are so many.
I feel like I'm listening to school auditorium rap. There's not a single curse word in this entire album. Oh, that's why. Because they decided that they're going to
it's real rap.
Yeah, real rap. Excuse me.
They were very like intentional about not using profanity on these first two albums, because they thought that like it would make for a more interesting lyrical approach rather than like just cute.
What the Yeah.
They wanted to like stand out from like other bands in new metal who were very profane.
Honestly,
it's because real rappers don't use curse words.
Exactly. No, I was thinking it was like, you know, it's Christian metal, you know? I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real metal.
Real metal music. Man, rap today fucking sucks bad. I like this one. Yeah, Smiley Ball. Thought it went hard as shit.
Agree. I think that was probably my favorite so far.
Yeah, seems like a very resentful track and takes that energy and puts it in the music in a nice way. So I fuck with it. Yeah. Oh my God, is that Boards of Canada?
Can ever see wounds so deep they never show.
Think like the pain I would, retrace every wrong move that I made. I would.
And never moving forward.
Can't hear what I said. If he was a 15-year-old kid, what would that mean for him?
If I could change, I would. Wrong move that I
think it's my least favorite so far.
Stand up and take
Yeah, same. By far, too.
The chorus is kind of like giving Nickelback.
Huh?
That's why Lego, she likes it, though. The Nickelback influence.
Where?
I'm kidding. No, I feel like this one just doesn't like the progression here just isn't striking as hard. It doesn't feel like it's as intimate as some of the other ones. Just
I agree.
That's about.
Oh, I actually like the song because it feels a lot more like stripped down and like minimal. It's not going crazy heavy. It's just kind of like a very personal, smaller scale piece.
Yeah, but I mean,
maybe on like re-listens, I'll get a bit more of that.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't like how the sounds are moving. Not like the loudness, but just like how everything's just moving along. Just isn't really scratching an itch for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The song felt very dramatic, and I'd even say a little melodramatic.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hit really hard for me personally. A cool detail about that song is that the lyrics were written completely separately from the music, and it just
I
happened
can
to
tell.
perfectly fit together.
Oh, I can tell they were written separately. I didn't think the music looked at the lyrics at all. Faint. Sounds familiar.
Oh, shit.
There's an alternate version of this song with Jay-Z.
What?
To disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that let go. Watching you turn your back like you always do. I can't stand the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me.
Feel like a monster.
So I wanna buy these shoes.
Wait, what the fuck was that? That was so loud.
That was so loud. I have no idea why that was so loud.
That wasn't me, guys. All right. I'll be honest. I actually wasn't crazy about that. I know it's a fan favorite, but I don't know. I like the instrumental, but I just was kind of like, I don't know.
I wasn't crazy about the instrumental.
Really? Yeah. To me, it's extreme. But maybe it is the fact that it's going for such a kosher approach to it that maybe isn't really.
Oh, yeah.
It just isn't really hitting as hard for me. So.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, everything's all, cleaned up. Like,
I mean,
lyrically, it's
that.
like it's
feels
very
too clean?
poetically written in a way that isn't to offend my eardrums or challenge me in any way.
Well, I don't know. I don't get that impression.
As a giant metalcore fan, this is one of my favorite albums of all time. Believe it or not, this album is responsible for 80% of the genre, even if they aren't the genre themselves. I could believe that, actually. I could very much believe that.
Yeah, I can sort of see that.
Next one, Figure 9.
The pain attached to them. Sometimes I wonder why this
one's
is
good.
happening. And now you become a part of me.
This is just one step closer again.
No, it's not.
It kinda is. You know what I really liked about the Thousand Suns album is everything felt different.
I was about to say the same thing.
For me, what I like is that there's like a strong sense of cohesion, but each track does something that makes it stand out from the rest in a unique way without it necessarily being like unrecognizably different from the collective sound palette.
I can sort of see that. I think with like more listens, it might sort of work a bit better. But
Yeah, I agree with Ali too. Where it's if I listen more and I still have these concerns, then I kind of double down. But it's something that I'm not like willing to die on.
The more I listen, the more I feel this way. In fact, I'd say the sound palette of this album, it's hard to even distinguish between tracks at some points due to just how ridiculously similar a lot of them sound.
Yeah, as of right now, I thought that was one of the weakest, just one of the most like running through the motions tracks so far. It's a shrug.
yeah, I can get on board with that.
Honestly, jealous of Legoshi that he isn't as much of a pretentious music snob as I am. Yeah, I feel the same way.
Well, I'm not a music snob. I'm contractually obligated to agree with Brad. I will get fired.
That's true. Yeah.
If I don't, so
Thank you, Ali. But you weren't supposed to say that, so you're gonna get fired.
no.
anyways.
I didn't say that. No one. I
You didn't say
We can
that?
edit that.
You gaslighting
No, we
me
can-
now? You want to get double fired?
We can edit that out. It's fine.
This is a live stream.
No one's watching. It's not. No.
There is
No.
400 people watching.
No, they didn't hear it.
Guys, did you hear it? Type the letter E if you heard it.
Do not snitch. Do not snitch.
See if they're gonna snitch you out. Let's see if they're gonna rat. Oh,
Oh, oh
Rat!
my god. You got a chat full of snitches.
right. Wasn't as crazy on that one. Breaking the Habit.
Probably the best song on the album.
Why is
I
it, wait,
might
whoa,
know this
that
one.
was. You guys hear that? How I think it was supposed to transition, but it didn't.
It's just Spotify. It transitions fine on the CD.
Common Spotify L. I mean, it definitely ruins the feeling a little.
like opening the wounds.
It sounds familiar.
Fighting for why I have to scream. No, it's not alright. So breaking the habit.
This is a bit more captivating.
I don't know how I got this way.
That's it? I feel like something's missing from that song.
That might have been my least favorite. I don't know.
Really? I can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can everyone in chat like put their score? Because I want to see if I'm just like alone in that. But
I think that's like.
I don't know.
I think that's like the waiting for the end of this album.
Okay. I'm wrong.
11,
Okay, I get the
11,
point.
12 out of 10. I don't necessarily agree with Ali, but I also don't think it's the best on this album for the simple reason that it's so painfully formulaic that by the end of it, it's clear that it just sort of ends to reach that 3-minute radio mark instead of going off, where it feels like it's like ready to take off at that last moment, and it's just like fizzles out, and I feel like that just makes it feel less impactful, and I thought it could have gone even harder. I didn't think it needed to.
I mean, I feel like
stop.
the fizzling out is based on the fact that like the lyrical subject matter kind of like is this like breaking down and caving kind of thing. It's like there's like an expression of like lacking the strength to stand but trying nonetheless, and like tripping and falling. So the song just kind of fizzling out kind of mirrors that, I think, in an interesting way.
Anyways, breaking the habit. It's a light smiley ball. I thought it was alright. Next song, From the Inside.
I don't know who to trust. No surprise. Take everything out of me.
I think this song is showing me my biggest issue with this album is it's incredibly formulaic to the point of completely destroying a lot of the emotional impact for me. It feels like it's just running through the motions over and over and over again, and I'm really out of it.
I don't really see any formula here. It feels very like organic.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. It's a shrug.
I think the first half of this album's way better than the second half.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that sounded like look, I don't want to accuse anybody of, you know, maybe being a little clouded of nostalgia, but you know, it can really tell me that song is significantly different from any of these other tracks.
I mean, I've shown this to people who didn't grow up on this album, and they agreed it was like really unique and stand out. So I don't know.
Okay.
I think 1,000 Suns is more consistent.
Yeah, I liked 1,000 Suns more. It was just more creative, and I thought it was like not only more consistent, but like it just seemed like all killer, no filler to me. This just seems like a lot of filler. Next song, Nobody's Listening. Oh yeah.
The next track is, if I had to point to a specific point in my musical journey, this is probably the song that got me into hip hop as a whole. So and like made me seek out rap that wasn't just like rap rock, but like actual like just rap on its own. It interpolates one of their own older demos.
Yo, this was sampled in Future Mask Off.
What?
The number one question is how could you ignore it?
I was
Drop
about
right back in the
to
cut.
say.
Over bass, rewind
Wow,
that.
that's just the Wu-Tang style.
Rise from the ashes, the stylist.
It's like Wu-Tang, except just for people who get no Wu-Tang.
Damn. That was mean. This might be one of my favorites so far. I think it's one of the best flows that he's had so far.
Yeah, Mike is probably like my favorite rapper overall. His solo material is super underrated.
Literally 20% luck, 10% skill.
You know that's one of his solo songs, right?
What?
Wait, what?
What?
That's
I
Mike
didn't know
Shinoda.
that. Wait, that's him? Oh my
Yeah,
fucking god! I didn't know that.
No
He made that song 4 years after this. It's the lead single from his first solo album.
That's
Oh my god, that's really funny. That explains it then.
I accidentally proved the Ghost's point.
Yeah, Fort Minor. I didn't.
What?
I would have never guessed. Yeah. He has a song in Fort Minor about not being forced to not rap in Linkin Park songs. I bomb atomically, Socrates, hypotheses, and high prophecies. Yeah, that sounds about right. I thought that song had a beat that has aged. Certainly. Shrug.
I think the beat has aged a lot. I don't have a problem with that though. I think it sounds good. Like the bass is nice, the drums sound really tight. The just all of like the melodies are really nice in it. I think it's got one of the best flows of the album. I like that song.
I thought it had one of the worst choruses that just sounded like constipation.
The chorus was pretty meh for me. Like it was okay.
Next song, Session. Oh, this is just an instrumental? Great.
That's one of my other favorite tracks.
Means I can click sound bites.
I would prefer if you didn't.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!
Oh, it's literally just Boards of Canada. But like,
What?
more metal.
There's not even any rock stuff in this song, though.
Start freestyling? Yeah, I'm with Legacy and Allie. I'ma kill your son and leave him in the alley. Yeah.
Yo!
Bars.
How though?
Atmospheric. It's literally like a step down from the artist that it feels like it's blatantly copying, which is
Oh, I don't know.
No,
It's
copy.
just
low
fucking
shrug.
Limp Bizkit karaoke
I disagree.
music.
No.
Oh no! No, I
Completely
disagree.
wrong.
I disagree.
That's like an objectively wrong take, and I would never say that.
It's so funny.
Oh, is this that one?
Yeah, it's got 1.3 billion streams. Ha ha ha! It's your boy JC!
Tired of being what you want me to be. And be less like you.
Sounds very compressed.
I agree that it's not as well mixed and mastered as the other songs on the album.
Song's a light smiley ball. I mean, it's numb. It's, you know, recognizable. It's got some meme value. Sure, I don't think it's like the best song ever made, but it's alright.
It's a 0, no saxophone.
I don't know enough about this genre to give a rating on it. I only listen to classic rock.
That's fair. And you listened... Well, actually, you don't actually listen to Crunkcore. You just send it to me. All right. I'm going to review the album. So here's the thing about this album. I don't like it as much as 1,000 Suns. I thought 1,000 Suns was more creative. I thought that it worked better because it was constantly changing up styles. I feel like Meteora is Meteora. I'm feeling a 65 out of 100.
This shrunk down to a 5 for me, like a solid 5.
I think I'm feeling about the same.
I think that this
I'm not-
album is trying to throw as many radio hits at the wall as possible. Not to say they're not authentic. I do think so, but I feel like they sacrifice what could be even more powerful tracks for just 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
I think that like there's a lot of emotion that went to this, obviously. Like, I think it's obviously heartfelt. It's not just like saying stuff to get radio plays. I think it's really, really well mixed and mastered for the most part. I just think it's a little bit like every song is very similar for me to the point where I can't really remember what each song sounds like exactly, but I can't say like I didn't enjoy listening to it, you know, like it was I enjoy hearing it. It's just that it's not something I'd probably throw on like often.
All right. Yo, Ali Legacy, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for joining in today. I
All
really
right.
appreciate the presence
you.
of you two, and I hope
See
you have a
ya.
good rest of your day.
Bye guys.
Get the fuck out of here. All right.